Do you love office supplies as much as I do? Listen, I have been dying to do a favorites video just in regards to like my ride or die, like favorite office supplies. What's up? I'm Sherri Brown from SherriBrownCoaching.com, and I help busy or work-at-home moms rediscover their voice, build a solid foundation for their business, and show their kids what's possible. And on this channel, I share product reviews, various tutorials, as well as actual marketing and social media strategies you can implement to help you stand out in such a busy online world. So if you're new here and this seems to be up your alley, then consider subscribing. Just be sure to hit the bell so you get notified as I upload videos each and every week. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the video. So the very first product that I want to chat about is the Passion Planner. Now, I have been using a Passion Planner in my business since like the beginning of 2018. The one that I used for 2018 was the classic version. This one is the Pro, so it's a little bit smaller, but still like big enough to where I don't feel like I have to like use a magnifying glass or anything to write in it. And I did do an actual, like, if you want to get an inside look as to what this looks like, then check out the YouTube description below, and I will link to the video I did last week, which was a full product review where I actually show you the inside of this planner. But I'm the type of person, like, if I don't write something down, it's just not going to get done. And I've used lots of different planners over the years, and this has definitely been one of my favorites because I do time block. So if you're big into time blocking and just working smarter and making sure that like whatever you're doing during the day, you're actually like doing something productive versus just being busy, then definitely check out this planner. Now, the next product that I want to talk about is Erin Condren. Now, I have been using just various Erin Condren products for a few years now because, again, I'm like obsessed with anything office supplies. But this is a new little notebook that I got. And the cool thing about Erin Condren, now this is a small like compact notebook, and literally it's just 120 pages. It's just a plain little notebook. But what I love about it is you can have like, you can create customized fronts, customized backs, like you can get all of these extra little inserts. Like this is another, thing that I got before, just an extra cover. So if, let's say I got tired of this cover, I could pop this cover on it. So it's very easy to do, and I love that it's pretty thick. On the inside of this, you can actually like write. Now, I don't use like the typical dry erase markers. When I'm writing on something like this, I'll just use like the Sharpie pen, and that way like it doesn't smudge off when you're trying to actually like, if you accidentally brush up against it. Just to get this off, I just keep some little alcohol pads on hand, and when I want to erase something, when I put it in Sharpie, I just use the alcohol pads. But this notebook, obviously the customized notebooks, the price points are around $20 to $30. I know, just depending on like what type of coil cover you get, or what type of coil color you get. I went with the rose gold. I'm a bit obsessed with rose gold these days. I just think this is a cute little notebook. It's small enough, it can go in my purse, and this is really what I use to map out my content. So if I'm like, out and about, I keep this in my purse, and let's say, I come up with just a piece of content or somebody asks me a question, I'll just kind of jot it down, right here. And so I have mine sectioned off into a couple of different things. Like these are just content ideas that I'm going to be, creating videos on when it comes to YouTube. And then in the back, I'll use this section to map out like what I'm actually going to be talking about in the video. Now, obviously you don't have to spend this much money if you don't, if you want to go a little bit more like budget friendly, you can just run to Walmart and just pick up like a regular little notebook, a little journal, anything like that. I just like Erin Condren because of how much you can customize it, how much you can like add stuff to, and you can also grab a regular, coiled notebook from other places And sometimes, like, I've made the inserts from Erin Condren work in other Coiled notebooks that I've used. I will put price points, coupon codes, all that below in the description. Moving on to the next thing. This is something I actually just recently got, because I think when it comes to building an online business, like, you have to, always keep your goals, keep your dreams at the forefront of your mind. And not only that, but practice gratitude. And so recently I came across Rachel Hollis. She is like my new marketing girl crush. I absolutely love her. She's the author of the book called Girl Wash Your Face. But she came out with this, it's called a Start Today journal. And every quarter they release new covers. So this cover, like, it's sold out. They'll never have it for sale. I mean, as far as I know, they said they're not going to have it for sale again. But the front cover says, "I refuse to live as half of myself because other people can't handle all of me." And so the very first little part of the book, the part of the journal, is just an excerpt from her new book coming out in March, I think, of 2019, which is Girl Stop Apologizing. But in here, basically every single day, you write down the date, you write down, let me see if you can get a glimpse of what this actually looks like. But every day you write down 5 things you're grateful for and 10 dreams that you made happen as if they've already happened. And so I think this is just a great practice to get into, again, because there's just something, there's something that happens when you just put pen to paper. When you write it down, I think you are more apt to, push. I think you're more apt to just take action and keep it, again, on the forefront of your mind, or at the forefront of your mind. And then at the very bottom, it says the goal that you are going to achieve first, okay? So I just love this, this little journal. Again, that's the only thing that's in here. So every day there, you just write down the same thing. And one journal will actually last 90 days. And that's what's pretty cool, is they come out with them every quarter, like new covers. And, if you can't get your hands on one, or you don't feel like spending the money, I want to say the price point of this was $20 or less. It was less than $20 in the US. But, you can still always just grab a little journal and still practice this habit every day, just writing down 5 things you're grateful for and 10 dreams as if you've made them happen and what you're going to work towards. And just the act of doing it, I think, alone will create a shift in your business. And what she did is she actually did a podcast just sharing, how to put this practice into place in your business every single day, how to use this journal. And so I will link to that in the show notes in the description below. That way you can check it out and you can start, like, as soon as today. Even if you don't have one of these, you can just go grab, a little journal, keep it on hand, keep it by your nightstand, to where you can just get into that daily habit. All right, so the next thing are Sharpies. Now, I am like a junkie when it comes to reading books, and I know there's a lot of different highlighters out there, and so you might be like, it's stupid that you're even mentioning highlighters, but I have actually tried other types of highlighters, and I always go back to these little, like, Sharpie highlighters. I've tried the gel ones, and I was not a huge fan of the gel ones, like, at all. So that's all I'm going to say about these. I love them. I use them literally every single day. I use them to color code in my passion planner. So when I'm mapping out my week, I color code so I can kind of get a sense of, like, where my time's being spent, whether it's like personal time, family time, to-dos, different things like that. And I'll also use them as I'm, like, reading books. I will highlight the crap out of some books. The next thing are these little like Post-it tabs, and they're tiny little tabs. And but I will use these, like, if I'm reading a book. If there's, like, a message that I want to go back and, a piece of content that maybe I want to create, I will go back and just use this to, tab that particular page. That way I'm not, like, totally bending up the entire book. But I don't know. Considering I, like, highlight and write in the books, I'm not really for sure why I care that I have these. They're definitely not necessary, but again, I just like them. Next are my favorite pens. Now, I was obsessed with G2 pens for the longest time, but I have recently discovered a brand new pen, And now I'm like, I'm such a pen snob, okay? I'm such a pen snob. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Let me know what your favorite pen is below. But I have been loving these. They're called EnerGel Liquid Gel Pens, okay? And I get the 0.7 millimeter, like the fine point. They're kind of fine point, but they write super smooth. Again, I'm kind of a pen snob, but my little girl for Christmas ended up getting me this massive pack of them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, those are my favorite pens. You did such a good job. But yeah, these are like the only pens that I use. Moving on, next are these little tabs. Again, these are like little post-it note tabs. I'll show you what they look like. You can pick those up, and apparently, yes, I do need to get my nails done again. But I will use these inside of my passion planner. So like, when you get a passion planner, this is one thing, like it doesn't have the tabs over here on the side, and I'm very much like, I just want to be able to immediately go to where I want to go. So I will use these tabs, and what I do, and you can see how I did this last year, but I will like put the month and the year, so that way I can easily flip to whatever month I'm in. And so that's what I use these tabs for. Literally, it's the only tabs that I'll use inside, or it's actually the only tabs that I'll use on my planner. Okay, let's see what's next. Next, I have more Erin Condren. There's a couple more Erin Condren things that I want to share with you because I absolutely love them. And the first are these, they're called just elastic bands, okay? And so you can grab these, and I have an extra one, just an old one that I have. They're pretty durable. Like these will last like forever, but I'll tell you what I love using these for. So one thing, like how often or like how bad does it suck whenever you have a notebook and you've got like, let's just be honest, okay? We have papers, we stick papers in there, and then like you're walking around and you drop it, like you don't want crap falling all out, right? Like falling all over the place. And so what I'll do, I'll use these and I will just attach those to, you know, the front of my book. And I'll do this like even on just regular little notebooks. Like you can use them on anything, right? Just to kind of keep it together where stuff's not falling out. All right, moving on from here are these little, and these are Erin Condren's as well. They're adhesive elastic pen holders, and they actually come in groups of 3, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like. But I'll tell you what I use them for. I will put them in the back of notebooks because, I mean, seriously, have you ever been like writing or like go to write something out and you have a notebook and it's like you can't find your stinking pen? Yes, that's been me more than one time. And I hate when that happens. And so you can get these little tabs, and what you can do is I just stuck them right here on, the side of my notebook, like at the very end. And then you can just take a pen and you can just slide the pen through. Let me see. It's a little harder than, then you just slide the pen through, and it's like, you know, you constantly have a pen. Now, aside from just sticky notes, because I love sticky notes, but I'm not going to show you those. You can pick those up anywhere. Another thing that I love to put in my planner, or like if I'm reading a book, I love getting like these little planner notes that you can put like in your, again, you could use them anywhere in your planner. But here's what's pretty stinking cool about the Erin Condren ones, okay? And there's all different ones that you can get. Let me see if I can get up close so you can actually see this without the light glaring. Yeah, there we go, there we go. So there's all different ones that you can get. They also have, you know, I got these. I picked up these. Let me see if I can show you. So you can just stick these in your planner. And here's what's cool about these little sticky notes is when you pair them with the Erin Condren, let's say, notebook, it has these little grips right here on the side. That way you can clip them in. And let me show you what they look like once I've clipped it in. So you can get your little Erin Condren notebook. That way you just kind of have it there and you can use it. And on Erin Condren's website, there's all kinds of different planners that you can get. I just grabbed a simple little notebook, just something customizable because I love my passion planner. But I have actually used the Erin Condren planners and I really liked it, but I loved like being able to time block, and I did not see that option on Erin Condren's actual planners themselves, which is why I went with the passion planner. And then I will add that my little girl also picked me up some different little sticky notes for Christmas. She just went to Walmart in the office supply section and picked me up. So I'm going to be using these. There's a lot of different options that you could get, say, like I said, even at Walmart. But these are just some of my absolute favorite products that I use on a daily basis. And I'm also very curious to see like what some of your favorite accessories are. Like, have you bought Erin Condren? Are there any particular accessories that you get or office supplies that you get that you think that I should know about or other people who are watching this video should know about? If so, drop it below in the comments, because again, I'm an office supply junkie and I love seeing like what new and fun stuff is out there. So if you got some value from this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. If you know any other moms who, are big office supply junkies like we are, like you and me, then definitely share this out. And I'll see you back here later on this week for another training. Bye for now.